Have you ever wondered why we expect Palestinians not to? We blame the Palestinians for not accepting the UN resolution after the Second World War. I have a clip for you here today. It's a clip by Professor Norman Finkelstein, one of the most notable pro-Palestinian voices from the Jewish community. He talks about the UN resolution, what the history was at the time, and what was offered to the Palestinians and why they rejected it. So let's just watch the short clip, and I'll just add my opinion on that.
Was made by the majority. There were minority opinions also, but not worth going into those now. The majority opinion was to partition Palestine between those two communities.
So basically, after the Balfour Declaration, where the British mandate basically gave a land for the Jews that it did not own. Various people, Jews from Europe, were migrating to Palestine, and they somehow comprised up to 1/3 of the population after the Second World War. And this was the UN actually gave such a resolution. Just listen to it.
Palestinian Arab and the Zionist Jewish communities. According to the partition, the Jewish community would comprise approximately 56% of Palestine. That is to say, 56% was allocated to the Jewish community, even as the population was 600,000, and 44% was allocated to the Arab population, even as its population was about 1,300,000.
So let's get this straight. So 56% of the land of Palestine was given to Israel, the Jews in Israel that recently came after the migration. So their number was 600,000, but they received more than 56% of the country, while the Palestinians were 1,300,000 people, and they were indigenous to the land, but they were only offered 44% for Palestine. And we actually blamed them for not accepting such a resolution. First of all, if let's just take an example. If a person came to your house, took some rooms from your house, and all of a sudden the cops came and told you, okay, no conflict for the time being, so all you have to do, okay, give him the bedroom, or he will take the living room, and you get such and such rooms. Who would accept such a resolution? Because you are indigenous to the land, and your land has just been stolen because of a colonial project maintained by the British, basically after the Balfour Declaration. Any sane person would never accept such a resolution. It's just everybody would feel that your country is being invaded by outsiders, and all of a sudden they're not willing to give you back your property, and United Nations comes and say, okay, just give them 56% of your country, which is outrageous. And that's why they rejected it. He adds more points on that. Let's listen.
Well, for various reasons, not worth going into, but perhaps obvious to some members who are listening, some members in the audience. The Arab side formally did not accept the partition resolution on two grounds. Ground number one, they were the indigenous population. Ground number two, they were the majority population.
So both the reasons that they gave was completely understandable. They are an indigenous community, and their land has just been taken away because Britain, which is a colonial power, basically decided to bring some new people to that land and just settle them there, which was a purely colonial project. And they had the majority numbers, 1.3 million, but they received only 44%. Even the resolution itself was not fair, even based on the numbers that they had. And they rightly did not accept it. They rejected it. and we blame them somehow. Like people blame them for not accepting such a deal, which is outrageous. And no country, no nationality would accept such a resolution. Let's finish up.
The Jewish side formally accepted the partition, but they were still determined to control or gain territorial control over the whole land of Israel.
You see, I mean, the Jewish side, they didn't find it very hard to accept because they were militarily organized, and at the same time they just earned 56% of the land. Why wouldn't they accept? They would accept it because that's not their land, and they are just guests to that land. And that was a good deal on their part. But for the Palestinians, it was such a disaster. It was such a letdown from the side of the United Nations, and that's why they did not accept it. And no same person should blame the Palestinians for not accepting such a deal. And that's what many of the Zionist media organizations use as just to blame the Palestinians. That was outrageous. I hope you like this video. Stay subscribed. Maybe share this if you liked it. Thank you.